It's gonna keep hurting the business. She got the message back. We just wrote back to her. Now she got that back. That's interesting. Way too sweet. That's Iggy with those old pastries that we saw. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, I know. AEW's been taking a lot of, I wouldn't say taking a lot of talent. They have been getting talent and stuff. The fact that WWE is willing to throw a shit ton of money just to get Cody back with them, which is so silly because he wasn't he wasn't doing great. The crowd was rejecting him. He refused to go heel. He wanted to stay babyface and the crowd wasn't having it. A lot of awkward things happen in AEW in the matches because of that. Eventually, Lil Crybaby decides to leave the company. At this point, I'm just convinced Cody Rhodes is a crybaby. He doesn't get his way. He just, yeah, he's just gonna. In that moment, I think she knew she was slowing him down. And then she became their prisoner. Real short, real short. But that's where we kind of just left off in the story. So I wanted to watch that real quick before we arrived at this new place. What was I gonna say? Yeah. Okay. And another thing with WWE is that they always all of their storylines, all of their stuff, they reuse the same talent. They have the same people constantly every week. It's just they have so much talent, but they don't showcase it at all. They always are writing for the same people. Every once in a while, they'll take one of those obscure people, put them into the mix, just to put some light on them. The crowd loves it. Oh, this person deserves more respect. And then they're after that little stint, that run, they're then thrown back to the back of the line. And yeah, it's interesting.
wedding day arrives, but alas, without the bride. Of course, we've come for the high.
So when it comes down to it, it seems like WWE doesn't even really need all that much talent. All these people are leaving because they're not being used. It's like WWE's just going to be the same boring freaking show every week.
For an outsider to lead the Imperial Army.
AEW, I don't know what to expect with AEW, and it's actually something. They surprise me still, whereas WWE is the most predictable thing, just hands down. With every match, it's almost exactly predictable. Or you can predict it almost exactly how it's going to go turn out, and you'll probably be right like 90% of the time if no more.
I know the price of the Covenant.
Altissia, City on the Sea. Gain entry to...
You know, I've always wanted to go sailing like this.
Not many opportunities living in Insomnia.
Out here, it's just us and the horizon. It's amazing. It's life-changing.
We've quite a ways to go until we reach Altissia, so keep gushing to your heart's content.
When we step off the boat, we'll be in a foreign country.
The anticipation alone is a foreign sensation.
Then to think this is where we were headed to begin with.
We've been through a lot.
And there's still more to come.
So next on the docket is Leviathan.
What sort of deity are we dealing with?
A serpent said to embody the roar and rage of the sea.
We'll have to see for ourselves. Can't let Lady Luna Freya do all the heavy lifting. You must be so psyched to see her.
Luna?
Yeah.
Well, we need to make sure she's all right before anything else.
Indeed, her well-being is top priority.
Don't like this going down.
The way they have us go around and how we were introduced to Ramu and stuff, I'm surprised they didn't have us. And well, you know, we did encounter Titan. I'm surprised they didn't have us go around doing shrines for like Shiva as well.
Without the ring,
he
the
freed
crystal's
Leviathan.
no more than a rock.
I suppose. Does anyone know how Lady Luna Freya came to have the ring?
It seems likely His Majesty entrusted it to her safekeeping back at the Crown City.
So she's held onto it this whole time, all the way to Altissia.
No. That's beautiful. This is amazing, guys. So what they're saying is based on what they're assuming, right? We know because we watch Kingsglaive, and so we know that she has the ring because Nyx gave it to her, or Nyx. Yeah, Nyx was the last one to have the ring. The king did not give the ring to Luna Freya because the ring ended up getting passed around throughout that movie, and multiple people had it and tried to use it, and it didn't work for them.
I remember.
Seems he lost his old one in the invasion, but in its place, he seems to have acquired new power.
Power?
That would help explain how a son of Tenebrae suddenly came to command Niflheim's army.
Now that you mention it, his strength did seem sort of supernatural. I just chalked it up to the Oracle lineage.
His ancestry may be part of it, but that alone wouldn't account for his freakish strength.
I wonder what could have happened to him.
The ring rejected him, though. He didn't die, whereas the other person did die that got rejected. It could just show how strong this one man is.
What's the big idea behind that?
That his power's the same as the power of kings?
I cannot say for sure, but I have my doubts. Ravus wears the sword, yet doesn't wield it.
For all his newfound powers, he's still the Chancellor's lapdog, holding on to the enemy king's sword like some badge of honor.
It might help if we knew what he was after.
Who can say?
What are the odds the Empire will crash the pool party with Leviathan?
Consider it a guarantee. They felled a god to prevent Noct from receiving his blessing. They'll do so again.
But we beat him to the big guy, thanks to our friendly guide.
Never know which way that one's gonna move next.
The Chancellor has an agenda all his own.
Sometimes it helps, like when he called off his army and let us escape.
But he was still a creep about it.
Well, it feels like he's only helping us because he wants something. I just don't know what.
Reckon we'll see him again?
Certainly hope not.
Not your type?
No love lost for phonies.
As Gladio said, his actions are motivated not by altruism, but by self-interest. And when he does come to our aid, I see only condescension in his eyes.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
Ever think you think too much?
Sometimes, but it's always preferable to the alternative.
So,
Soon, you'll have your old man's ring back.
Yeah, when we arrive in Altissia.
Good thing. To him, it was his heritage.
Who the?
Is that what my
Where is
dad
Sid?
said?
Carrying a
Oh,
royal
Sid's
line
driving. I did not see him
ain't
that whole time.
task to be taken lightly. For a small thing, that ring can sure weigh heavy. After he became king, I only ever saw his face in the paper.
Wait, weren't you at the coronation?
No, I was long gone from the city.
Must have been invited at least.
Had a falling out of sorts with your old man. Right at the end of the trip.
You did?
I was given to understand you stayed in touch.
We buried the hatchet years later, but never talked face to face again. Should have paid a visit while I had the chance. Well,
Sad.
no use dwelling on it now. Got the regalia in the hold, but you're all gonna stay in Altissia for a
He
good
says no
while.
use on dwelling on it now, but an old man like that,
In that case,
to regret
I'll
a
tune her up
decision
for
like
y'all.
that, he wouldn't
Not
just
that
like
I'll
blow
have
it off
much to
after
do,
after
though.
saying that. He probably would have had a moment.
Well, with
Oh.
Cindy looking after the old girl,
If you say she's good, she must be great.
she was never afraid of hard work. Heaven knows she had a hard childhood.
Hard childhood.
He means her parents.
Lost them both when she was little. Was big enough to understand, though. And to hurt. But you wouldn't guess that, seeing her now.
Not at all. She's always so cheerful.
Well, that ought to tell you how far she's come.
Well, you must have seen your fair share of Altissia by now.
Yeah, only done been the once. Stayed a good while, though.
What's it like?
Big old city.
Big. Okay.
Well, it ain't the crown city.
Different. Got it.
You'll see for yourself. Foreign lands seldom lend themselves to trite explanations.
Change of scenery ought to do you good.
Well, I'm all talked out. Can't be far to Altissia now, right?
We'll be there in no time. Nice having the wind at our backs.
Lodgings are a first order of business.
All work and no play?
Makes Cygnus a dull boy.
Someone has to babysit you, too.
You're welcome to sleep in the Ryle.
Ain't no hotel, but I know a fella has a place.
Hey, now.
Wescombe ran with Reggie and me way back when.
Oh, was he the other one in that photo with the garage?
Yeah, runs himself a diner or a cafe or something. Go and see for yourselves.
Sure.
Does the place have a name?
McGee or Magoo or Mago, that's the one.
Nice.
You can count on Old Wes, but he'll chew your ears off.
The government issued a statement promising that the reasons behind awakening the Hydrian would be clarified in the ceremonial address.
Got a signal.
Delivering the address will be Lady Lunafreya, who was previously reported dead. This will mark her first public appearance since the violence that befell the signing ceremony.
Lady Lunafreya's gonna give a speech?
Sounds like it.
Lord knows, this world could use some wisdom.
Won't be much longer now, Noct.
Yeah.
So after this whole journey so far, we finally going to meet up with Lunafreya. Noctis hasn't seen her for so many years. Isn't that amazing how that river just turned into this pathway? Whoa, that's so incredible.
Does this vessel have an entry permit?
Entry permit?
Relax, I got one. Here.
That's as old as they get. Name's in order. You may pass.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Prepared in advance.
Could say that. 30-odd years ago.
That's what the guy meant by old.
Lucky us, huh?
That could have ended badly.
Mm-hmm. He didn't know that that was still going to be accepted. 30-year-old, like, permit. God damn. You should got to renew that kind of stuff. Yes, the beautiful city that they were building up for us. It is quite wonderful. Amazing. Pretty cool.
Phew! Finally back on land.
Barely. They call it the walls of water, but it ain't just the walls. It's the whole damn city.
Which is why we can't traverse the town by conventional means. We'll need to rely on gondolas instead.
Yay! More boats.
Hey, Noctis, catch.
Oh,
Why would you do that? He could have dropped it and would have went into the water. It could have fell to the bottom.
What? Don't you want to go sailing again?
What, is Sid gonna stay here?
are you sure?
Why not? Old girl ought to be sturdy enough. Not even an awful driver like Reggie could sink her. A king can't rule with wisdom alone. He needs perspective. So get out there and see the world, you hear?
Cool, yeah. Not able to go sailing at this time, but I do remember they're saying that one of those islands could only be reached by boat, and so now we actually have the boat to go to those islands after we're done with this area. After we're done with this area and we go back to the main world, that's the final bit of like the main world is opened
What's
up
next?
completely.
Immigration? What do
You
mean?
pretty much do anything you can do.
There's
in the
still
world.
more?
But there's still a few chapters after that, story-wise.
Sir, what is the purpose of your visit?
Purpose, Ignis, a little help?
Utterly hopeless. We are scholars of the culinary arts, and we've come to study the renowned cuisine of your fair nation.
Is that so? I wish you an enlightening stay.
Another one you owe me.
Yeah, because not only did he could have said anything professional, but he chose something professional and something that was like kind of kissing ass.
You want to check Wescom's place out?
Yeah, let's all go to Mago.
Perhaps we'll even make it in time for tea.
And we'd better start looking now.
Sid wasn't kidding. It is big.
Crowded, too.
I'm sorry, that's hilarious. I'm gonna read that again. It says, what is that? Say it with flowers. Include a card to make sure they get the message. You know, right? I bought these flowers to tell you I love you, but I wrote in the card that I love you just in case you didn't get the message from the flowers.
You see this, Noct? What about it?
That's funny.
I'm so glad that Lady Luna's safe. I could cry.
Yeah.
You're not staying at a hotel?
Fancy rooms were never my style.
Need food?
Managed to stay fed all these years. Not gonna starve to death now. And old Wes will see that I don't go thirsty either.
I can eat a horse.
They had, this is a,
Whoa, pretty cool, huh?
cool. They have like, monster fighting.
They're extending the exhibit for Lady Lunafreya's wedding dress. The Vivian Westwood? But wasn't that a memorial for her passing? Well, now it's a memorial for her safe return. Let's go see it while we still can.
Oh, could that be the dress we read about in the papers?
Doubtless. The designer's name is the same.
Want to check it out?
That depends on the groom. Might still be a sore spot. What with his wedding getting called off?
Who says we can't call it back on? It can still happen.
True enough. Let's keep an eye out for it.
The whole wedding itself, for them to get married, was just a ploy. It was just a trick for for the Imperials. It was a trick by the Imperials so the king and all of them would let their guard down, thinking that this treaty might actually be real. It might be a legitimate treaty that they were going to do by marrying the two of them.
Hello, boys.
The Oracle and
Feel free to
the
browse
Prince.
at your leisure.
That's not where it went down. It was just
Stop
meant.
by
So that,
again
but luckily,
sometime.
because that lie was in place, that plan was in place, it did allow Noctis to not be there in the city when everything was shit. So it helps with the story and it's all good, but yeah, that in itself, the wedding was just a lie. Pretty sure they do still get married. Spoiler, I'm pretty sure that there's still something that happens, especially in the novels. There's this, like, the novella, there's like alternate endings or endings that like a what if scenarios and shit, and I'm pretty sure in one of those Lunafreya is alive and kicking and with the prince, and cover of it is their wedding day or some shit. I don't know.
The Vivian Westwood store should be up these stairs. It's farther than I thought.
Seems everyone is making for the shop.
They spared no expense on the dress. I'm glad I caught it when I did. If the prince is still alive, they should go ahead with a wedding.
The people have spoken.
Good to know the prince isn't completely forgotten.
Flavor of the day is...
Oh, see down there, there's hunts and stuff around here. Can I go? It's dangerous territory. There are hunts in this town. Otherwise, you kind of are in this town and out real quick, real easy like. But some areas are like dark alleyways and whatnot that you can kill some monsters, do some hunting.
Excuse me, could you point us to the shop with Lady Lunafreya's dress?
Just follow this road towards the Secretary's estate. Then brace yourself for the insane crowds.
Oh, well, I guess that's to be expected. Thank you.
She's a big deal.
Big? Think you mean huge?
You truly get the sense.
We're on the right road. I wonder if that's a side quest. Said this path, this road.
I'm starved.
I gotta believe it's this way. Maybe I gotta turn around. Maybe it's not. I want to see this dress though. It's like a mission without it being an actual mission. It's definitely no large crowds. This is definitely not the right way. Ooh, that's the arena.
It's a little chilly.
Yeah.
Huh. The war is won, yet they continue harvesting for soldiers.
Now that you mention it, that does
Oh,
seem
here it
like
is. There it is. Here it is.
One hell of a crowd.
And that's the dress. My word.
That's what would
Everyone
have been.
looks so happy. And it's all because of this one dress.
Yeah.
Real glad for you that Lady Luna Freya's safe and sound.
Yeah.
Well, that settles it. You gotta make it happen. Become a symbol of the peace. After we tie up all the loose ends, let's think about the ceremony.
A fine idea.
Yeah. I'll think about it.
If we win at the arena, let's grab drinks to celebrate.
We get down there.
Shop till you drop.
Need a boat.
You're starting to get the hang of it.
The hang of what?
You know, looking after. Gondola! Care for a ride?
Thanks.
Bet the view's even better from a gondola.
Fantastic. Call when
She
you need
says
to
that
ride
as
back.
if she didn't have to ride a gondola to get to where she was just standing in the bar.
Welcome to Accordo, lads. Sid mentioned you'd be dropping in.
Westcombe.
That's
That sounds familiar.
My word, you've grown, little prince. Ah, but of course. You were only a babe at the time.
Let's grab a bite.
Westcombe was one of the guys that was a part of the story. This dude, this dude
With both Leviathan and
was
the ring
like
in one place.
the
We can bet our
butler
asses
or
they'll
something
come out in full
to
force.
King
How about
Regis.
the cafe in the brochure?
Back when Noctis was young. Are you gonna talk? Ah,
So this is your maiden visit. Enjoying it so far? You doubtless have many questions, so ask away.
This country is a part of the Empire, isn't it?
Oh, you're wary. I understand. But there's no need to jump at every shadow. Just be aware that the terms of our independence grant the Empire free reign to come and go as they please.
We'll bear that in mind.
It's admittedly a one-sided arrangement. Most everything we do requires Niflheim's permission. And they wouldn't knowingly permit the Oracle to appear before the public. How our government spun that is quite a mystery.
You really think Luna will make an address?
If every recent radio broadcast is to be trusted, absolutely.
Where is Lady Luna Freya?
In the city somewhere. But no one has caught so much as a glimpse of her. The media has been conspicuous in its silence on the matter, which speaks volumes of government intervention. That certainly explained the rumors of disgruntled Imperial officers leaving the city.
Has anything changed with Leviathan?
For now, it's business as usual at port. But word is the government will soon open the altar of the Tide Mother.
In preparation for the rite.
Ah, but on the other hand, They're scrambling to stockpile emergency provisions. This begs the question. If they're anticipating that the Hydrian will wreak havoc, why would they allow the right to proceed?
So you see lots of nifs around here?
We do, sometimes even at my place. Theirs is a familiar presence, and the citizens don't think much of it. Though the High Commander did cause a stir when he showed up the other day.
Ravis.
So soon after they felled the Archean and Lucis, his arrival fuels rumors that they will next come to Altisha. The Empire's not content ruling all the land. They want the heavens as well. Well, if you need anything else, you know where to find me.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
My dear Camellia, it's been a while.
I heard about your distinguished guests.
Ah, you've an ear for gossip.
Gentlemen, I won't waste your time. My name is Camellia Claustra.
First Secretary of the Accordo Protectorate.
You should know, we have Lady Lunafreya in our care. And the Empire demands we surrender her.
What?
Yet I am loath to acquiesce unless we stand to profit. Hence I've come to discuss terms with the King of Lucis. If you've a mind to talk, come to my estate.
She can be oblique at the best of times, but I assure you, her heart is in the right place.
Oh, okay.
At any rate, you must be weary from your journey. Might I suggest you seek your beds for now and ponder matters anew in the morning?
That's
yeah,
weird.
I think we'll do just that.
Now I see why people flock from far and wide to the walls of water.
It's weird.
Shop till you drop. He just stood there, staring at the church and looking all sad. Can you blame him? His sister was supposed to get married there. But he knew what was going to happen that day. He could have at least warned her. Well, what if he wanted to but couldn't? Must be eating him up inside. How about the cafe in the brochure?
Bet the view's even better from a gondola.
Let's grab a bite.
Oh, we're just saying, head to the Levio.
Huh. Think I'll get something to drink.
Shop from the boat as you travel around. That's kind of...
Gentlemen, it has been a pleasure.
Have a look at this, Noct.
What about it?
Huh?
During the town, these are famous gondolas.
How
Why
about a
would you-
ridola on the gondola?
Obviously, we just had to do that. Why would you then tell me, like, oh, this is how we have to get it done? This is how you get around the city. Cool, we've spent plenty of time doing that already. Oh, look, it's Umbra and that other lady.
Gentiana.
Ahead lies a future uncertain, yet sure is the astral memory, wherein the king may walk.
Through Umber's powers, you can now revisit past memories. Summon him when you rest at lodging. Characters retain their current level and abilities. Rental truck was only for post. The place you called Umber will be set as your last rest. Or Alticia. Wow, yeah, we can go a lot of places.
Greetings. Let's call it a day.
Soft beds, baby.
Nice shot, Pronto.
That's crazy.
Maybe I can make a living out of this.
What's up with Sid's face? Oh, fucked out. Weird. That's so weird.
Well, guess we need to go talk to Camellia.
Yeah, like we have any other option.
There's no telling how events will unfold. Let us prepare before making our way.
Yeah,
see, that's how he says that. See why he says that way? Because right after we do this mission, the game just fucking... It creates a basically... It's the beginning of the end, and we still have a lot of story left, sure, but like I said, they really push the story. Up until now, it's been this like very slow rise, getting these backstories, getting to know the characters. We don't even really know what's going on in this world or why it's the end of the world in a way. Why is it a Final Fantasy of sorts? There was a war and it looks like the Empire won. So what are we doing now, right? This is the point of a game, of a Final Fantasy, where they should, it really should just be like the end of Disc 1. Am I right? Like, this should really only be the very beginning of it all. Once you start to find out why the world is going to end, or all this and that, that should be the majority of the game. But unfortunate with this one, they decided, okay, we're at a point, and now we're going to show you and tell you guys why everything that's been going on, why it's been going on, and why it's a big deal, and all the dangers that are so present, and what's to come, and this and that. Yeah, it all kind of comes full force, full freaking force. So today I kind of plan to have a shorter day today, just because tomorrow we'll have maybe a longer one. Nonetheless, though, we're powering through with the story, and we're getting somewhat closer to the end. There's a couple chapters that are really short. We have these extra episodes to play that are going to add to it. So tomorrow we won't get through the game, but we'll probably get through a nice chunk of tomorrow. The story and whatnot that we're gonna play is going to be top notch. I shouldn't say top notch because the whole grand picture of the story is really a failure, but there's still really cool scenes and there's still cool moments, and just the camaraderie between these four, the stuff they have to go through. A lot is going to happen really soon and really quickly, so I wanted to kind of save that all to play together at once, retain the emotion instead of splitting halfway, right? So that's why we're going to end here, and tomorrow we'll pick up and continue on with their lovely story. Thanks for hanging out, guys. If anyone's out there, I appreciate you. I hope you guys again tomorrow. Good night.